Hi, I'm Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Wrestling, where I review wrestling-related things, all from the perspective of a fan, not an insider. And this week, Impact Wrestling put on one of their bigger pay-per-views of the year, Slammiversary. Let's get into it. The opening match, an Ultimate X match. Winner receiving a guaranteed title shot for the X Division Championship. Participants, Kushida, Alan Angels, Jonathan Gresham, Kevin Knight, and Mike Bailey, and then a surprise entrant as we got the return of Jake Something. This one was good, but by the standards of an Ultimate X match, it wasn't great. I've seen several Ultimate X matches. They're usually very good, but there was nothing that made this stand out from any of them. It's just the same typical thing. Guys doing crazy high spots that meant nothing, really. And then it ended with Kushida being the one to get the X. Like I said, there was just nothing special about this Ultimate X match. But it was still an Ultimate X, meaning unless they really, really badly screw it up, it still gets its 3 out of 5. Yeah! And then for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships, the newly formed team of Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly versus the Coven. As we know, at Against All Odds, they had the dog collar match, which was really awesome, and it made them gain respect for each other. Now Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich are a tag team. And a brutal tag team at that. It was a good tag team match. Wasn't fantastic, but it was good. You know, it was competitive. There was plenty of back and forth between the two teams, because it's not like the Coven are any slouches. But it did end with Masha Slamovich getting the snowplow onto Taylor Wilde, pinning her, and her and Killer Kelly becoming the new Knockouts Tag Team Champions. So this one easily got its 3 out of 5. And then, a Tag Team Grudge match with special guest enforcer Darren McCarty. The team of Diener and Bully Ray versus Scott D'Amore, and it was supposed to be PCO, but he's out with injury. So, his special tag team partner? The returning Eric Young. Meaning the return of Team Canada. They even had A1 in the audience. This match was really good. And of course, Diener is out there, so Khan is with him. And he tried to get involved, but A1 took care of that. And then because of Bully Ray and his antics towards the referee quit the match in the middle of the match. But it's okay, they had the special guest enforcer who didn't like Bully Ray. And Darren McCarty and Scott D'Amore, they took Bully Ray up and chokeslammed him through the table. Then after a Canadian Destroyer on Diener, followed by Eric Young's elbow drop, Eric Young got the pin, and Team Canada wins. Honestly, this was really cool. This was a good rivalry between Scott D'Amore and Bully Ray, so it was a great way to end it. And it's awesome that Eric Young is back. Apparently things didn't work out for him in WWE again. Hopefully he learns his lesson this time. But for the story that was told, this match easily got a 4 out of 5. Yay! Then for the X Division Championship, Leo Rush challenges champion Chris Sabin. This match was quick. As Sabin was coming down before even the match could start, Leo Rush attacked him and clearly hurt him pretty bad. You could hear the ref and the ring doctor telling him like, hey, don't go on, but Chris Sabin decided to anyways. Very quickly after he got in, Leo Rush was able to hit Chris Sabin with the final hour. But Chris Sabin was able to kick out. But then Rush very quickly did another final hour, and Sabin couldn't kick out of that one. Like I said, it was very quick, but there is a story being told. A good story between two great athletes, and I'm intrigued to see where this is going to go. Especially because like one of my big complaints is they never build up anything for the X Division. They did build this one up, so I'm happy about that. So even though it was quick, I will still give it its 3 out of 5. Yeah! Then a 4-way match for the Impact Tag Team Championships, with the teams of Moose and Brian Myers versus Subculture versus Rich Swann and Sami Callihan versus champions Ace and Bay Club. I mean, it was good, a little chaotic, and not the good kind, the kind that's hard to follow, but still good. And it went until the Rascals, who've been feuding with ABC, came out and beat down the ABC, allowing Subculture to get the win over Brian Myers, making them the new Impact Tag Team Champions. Meaning that so far, 3 out of 3 title matches, the titles have exchanged hands. So it was a little strange in my opinion if they're building up this rivalry between the Rascals and ABC to have a completely different team win it, because the whole point of a rivalry with the champions is you want their titles and you don't want somebody else to take them. We'll see where it goes from there, but for right now, this one gets another 3 out of 5. Yeah! Then the rubber match with each man's wife accompanying them to ringside. Eddie Edwards with his wife Alicia versus Frankie Kazarian with his wife Tracy Brooks. This match, right off the bat, it was way better than the match they had it Against All Odds. That match was just okay. But, whereas Frankie Kazarian won that match, they a few weeks later had a match on Impact where Eddie Edwards won, thanks to Alicia, which is why Frankie Kazarian brought Tracy Brooks. And this was the rubber match. But even the second one was better than the first one. But this one better than both of them. So they did save the best for last. It was very competitive. It was what I was expecting from the first match between these two. And of course, Alicia Edwards did try to get involved, and of course, Tracy Brooks put a stop to that. But right before Alicia Edwards tried to get involved, the referee had accidentally got knocked out. So right after Tracy Brooks took out Alicia Edwards, Frankie Kazarian got Eddie Edwards in the chicken wing, and he tapped out, but there was no ref there to call it. By the time he was getting the ref in the ring, Eddie Edwards sneaked a kendo stick shot onto his back, got the Boston Knee Party, and got the pin. Meaning that Eddie Edwards wins this. I don't know if this is over. We'll see. But this was the match I was hoping to see at Against All Odds. Easily got a 4 out of 5. Yeah! Then for the Knockouts Championship, Trinity challenges champion Deonna Purrazzo. It was good. It was competitive. There was plenty of back and forth between the two. But I was expecting more. And I also wasn't crazy about the way it ended. It ended when Trinity got Deonna Purrazzo in the Feel the Glow and got her to tap out. I don't feel like that was the right move. Simply because Trinity is still new to Impact. This is her first big match since coming over from WWE. And for her to win the title right off the bat, it makes them look a little bit weak, in my opinion. I feel like she should have lost the match and then fight to get it later. But it was still good. It was a Deonna Purrazzo match, so her matches are never bad. I would give it a 3 out of 5. Yeah! Then the main event for the Impact World Championship. Nick Aldis challenging Alex Shelley. Now, Nick Aldis became the #1 contender at Against All Odds, and I had talked about in that review, the only way that would make this match exciting is if Nick Aldis became a heel, which he did. In the weeks following up, he turned and brought out that heelish Nick Aldis side that, honestly, I think he does to perfection. This match in and of itself, it wasn't bad. It was good, but it was definitely a letdown. I expected so much more from these two. Like, honestly, it didn't keep my attention throughout the entire match. Most of it, but not the entire match. But it didn't end the way I expected. I honestly expected, with all the fanfare from Nick Aldis, plus the fact that he's a former TNA champion, and the fact that he's made such a name for himself in the NWA, I thought they were going to give him the title, but they didn't. Alex Shelley got the shell shock and retained his championship. The only champion that retained his championship that night. And then found out later that apparently Nick Aldis is now a free agent, and sounds like WWE is interested in him. Honestly, I think he can thrive no matter where he goes. So good for him. We'll see how that goes. As far as this match, the most exciting thing about it was after the match when we had the return of Josh Alexander, who simply said, "I'm back." So it looks like soon he's going to want his rematch since he never lost the title. He had to vacate it due to injury, and we're going to get a match between him and Alex Shelley. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully that will be very exciting. But this match itself, I feel like it got enough just to get its 3 out of 5. Yeah! So, Impact Slammiversary 2023 overall. Like typical Impact events, it was okay. Nothing thrilling, nothing great. Just okay. None of the matches on this card, in my opinion, earned a 5 out of 5. A couple of them earned a 4, but the rest were all 3s. So there were no bad matches on this card. There was just a couple of really good matches. Nothing great. Which is the problem with Impact's events, is that they usually are just okay. And it comes down to when you have a major event, especially one like Slammiversary, which is their second biggest show of the year, then you need to bring it. It needs to be stellar. It needs to be fantastic. Not okay, which is all it was. It was okay. Honestly, I was more entertained when I watched Against All Odds, which was really just a filler event to get us to Slammiversary. And it's because of stuff like that that, like normal, I would just give this entire event a 3 out of 5. There you have it. That's my wrestling review this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of Impact Wrestling's Slammiversary 2023. Love you guys.